Okay, hello everyone. This is Koji from Celestial Rhythms. Well, new moon. Tomorrow, Monday, July the 20th. And it seems we are getting into a new energy. Naturally, that's what a new moon is, but it's more than that. It seems to indicate we get onto the final stretch of this big unveiling of darkness and the beginning of the big shift in public opinion, which I guess this whole war is aimed toward, to get everyone onto the same page. So naturally the big event of 2020 is the presidential election of November the 3rd. Everything is geared toward that apex, if you want, and that has been going on for a long time already, building up to that final big moment. And so the timing is crucially important. We will see a September surprise. That's kind of a rule that's been, at least in 2016, it was very clearly that way. That was around the time when all the Podesta emails were revealed, when the DNC emails were revealed. That was all in that window, October, September. And this time it seems September will be finally the month of arrests, of indictments. So we have to be patient. We have to really see it's a building up of that storyline. Definitely next week is big. It's the comets, Neowise closest approach to Earth. And the comet definitely is a harbinger of change. It's a great sign of hope that something is in the making. It's just not fully visible yet to everyone, and it probably won't be. So we have just to be patient. Now it seems the next stage we're getting into is the release of more of the satanic and pedophilia related things, and there will be lots of information pushed out into the public. Now let's just look at the new moon here first, where I'm saying that this new moon is opposing the American nation's Pluto. So it's kind of transformation is getting into a higher gear. Then what is interesting is that it's exactly opposing Saturn, which is not an easy aspect. It shows that it's a reality check. We are meant to sober up a bit and realize what is the true nature of our reality. It's all about that, to build that story step by step for people to realize the world we live in. And this chart here for Washington gives it away. You see, it's the new moon is at the highest point over Washington DC, right in zenith. So this is what's known as a grand square in astrology. That is the most powerful arrangement of energies. This new moon globally, one could say, is shining its headlights towards Washington DC. This is truly the apex of all attention, of all energy. Everything comes in there together from all nations, and probably also from all the star nations who are watching us, the higher dimensionals. Everyone is beaming their energies into that place. It is interesting, just by looking at the chart, there's some symmetries going on here. There is the North Node in the 29th degree of Gemini, and then there's Sedna. So these 2 points together of Sun and Moon make what's known as a planetary picture, a symmetry. Setna and the Sun and the Moon, their mutual midpoint is exactly at the North Node. So this shows that yes, we're getting into some dark stuff. Setna is about the deep unknown shadows related to abuse and all that, the weird and strange, and which we have been prepared for. I mean, it's not something new, but it definitely amps up to a new level. The Libra rising here with Radamantis and Haumea. Radamantis all about justice and implementing that real justice again. Haumea is an agent of creation, of recreating justice. That's the aim, if you want, in Libra, which means it's about society at large, about all our relations, you could say. So if we look at the overlay of this new moon with the American chart for a minute, what stands out is the transit black moon, which is just tuning into the most powerful axis in the American chart of Chiron and Juno, which is the way we work together as a team, the whole nation, and naturally that has been their whole game plan to divide their populace, to divide people, to play them out against each other, races and parties and whatnot. So this is kind of symbolized by that Chiron here opposing Juno. So this has been going on for a long time, and this is coming to a exposition and also in some way an intensification with this black moon. But truly, when things get zeroed in, they might first become more prominent. I mean, it's just the waves get bigger, but it is a moment of it's really pain, which is felt on many levels. This is also clear when we look at let me see what, yes, that's what I wanted to get into. Let's look at the global new moon chart here for a minute. What stands out here is Neptune exactly T-squaring the ascendant and descendant at the cusp of the third house. So confusion might be still prevailing. It's that Neptune at the third house is indicating that there's no clarity yet. It's a big struggle. It comes more to the forefront, and everything will be thrown into the arena right now. So it's a very intense month, and that war which is going on is definitely becoming more visible to many more people, seeing through that deception. And I mean, Neptune is one of the key players in our present time. One would say it's that full display of the many layers of deception and lies, and it is also that they are receiving a friendly angle in astrology from Pallas and Arrokoth, a sextile, and that sextile is in place since quite a while, with Arrokoth particularly a very slow moving point. That helps to reflect on what is going on. It is the kind of ability to all of a sudden see discrepancies and things which just do not add up, like all the numbers as of late. Aries here at the 4th house cusp is beautiful, but again, Aries is the shaker, the one which throws in the apple of discord. Aries has been the one dethroning Pluto from its planetary status, so wherever Aries shows up, there is at first trouble, and it's about bringing a new balance. This further shows in the midpoint chart with the American nation, this new moon with the American nation, that yes, the confusion is still prevalent. We can't expect a sudden change, but we move in a new direction. Another reason for that is that just hours before new moon, let me see if that's the chart. That's the one, yeah. Just about 8 hours before new moon, actually tomorrow early morning, this is Greenwich time, 11:20 a.m. That is about 7:20 in the morning in Washington. There's a heliocentric Venus-Mars conjunction. Now this doesn't happen too often. That's probably about every 3-4 years that Venus and Mars are exactly in the same spot, and also CERES happens to be here. So this is quite big, and this indicates that yes, it's about all the with children, with sexuality, with the way we treat the genders. CERES is the energy of the earth, if you want. It's the unconditional love, but also CERES is the goddess who went through quite some trauma when her daughter Persephone was abducted. So there is this theme in here too. It happens that this degree is where the American nation's moon is, at 27 degrees Aquarius. Now we have to understand the heliocentric alignments. That's the nature of the energy which the sun emits. The sun's energy changes every moment that information which is within each photon, that quantum encoding of information that changes every moment. That's what keeps us alive, the sunlight. So this energy is coded with a fresh beginning, a new creation, Venus Mars. It's the coming together of the two neighboring planets, which very basically depict the two genders, that basic polarity of yin and yang. So it's the two planets of living creatures, if you want, of propagation and nurture. So this all indicates that yes, this whole story of satanic abuse, child abuse and all that is now really pushed into the forefront, because this will be the base of the next phase. It will bring people together so they can understand that these crimes have to be punished, these people have to be brought to justice, and it will show itself that this is all connected. And by mid-September it seems we're really there. So why I say mid-September, that is when Jupiter and Arrokoth will have an exact conjunction. Jupiter will actually turn direct on September 9, and on September 4 and then September 13, within minutes of arc, Arrokoth has a conjunction with Jupiter in exactly this degree. So that's kind of where we are aiming toward. This is Jupiter's station from September. Here you see Jupiter and here you see Arrokoth. That's 1726 when it turns direct, and then this is, oh, the computer is thinking. Okay, and what we see is that constantly Pallas is also up here. Okay, okay, yeah. So that is the midpoint chart of that moment when Jupiter will be exactly at midheaven, having its station. But okay, that's the one I wanted to show you. Okay, that's the one. That's the third time Jupiter and Arrokoth will have their conjunction, and you see it there exactly at the, I see the midnight point, 1725, 17 degrees. And this chart shows that this will be the great moment of realization. Arrokoth is that small body which has changed our whole understanding of the universe. I'm just showing you here a little bit about it. That was when it was given its name in November. Let me see that I can fit that into the window here. So Arrokoth is that body which reflects the inspiration of looking into the sky, of wondering about the stars and worlds beyond our own. It's the desire to learn, which is at the heart of this body, which was chosen by the New Horizons mission as a target of inquiry. And this is from Wikipedia. Just want to show you this here. That's Arrokoth's geology, and they found that this body has been amalgamated of several parts 4.6 billion years ago. It's quite amazing to see this. Anyway, I don't want to go too far away from my script here. I just wanted to show you this is an incredibly important body which made us rewrite the whole history of our solar system, the creation of planets. So it is that energy which has been very prominent and building up to that point where that huge release of truth will just unite everyone, bring everyone onto the same page. So we are getting there. We have to be patient and holding the ground, knowing this is a difficult time for everyone, working together as much as we can, sharing what we know, and everything will come together. It's yet fully in the mist and not fully able to be seen, because it has to be so to protect all the different still vulnerable threads which move toward a common center. Again, the wonderful news is the comet, and I hope you all have a chance to see it in the next few days. I haven't had a chance yet. We had been steadily clouds in the western sky for the last 10 days. So I'm still hoping for a day very soon coming. Anyway, that's kind of the unification which is going on right now. We look up into the sky, we see something unusual and something which excites us, and it is definitely a sign of the heavens, a wild card which has been thrown in, which shows something very, very different is in the making. Anyway, that was my short update here for the new moon of tomorrow, and thank you for tuning in and listening, and talk to you soon. Love you all. Thank you.